Well, hello again, everyone. I'm Todd Richards, KFES 12 Sports Director, and this is the Toddcast, and this is Briley Palmer, the head women's basketball coach at SEMO. The very first guest on the Toddcast, I've got Glenn Campbell, the president of baseball with the champion Catfish, coming up next in about 15, 20 minutes or so. We'll see how this goes right around that time. Briley, first of all, thanks for joining me.
Yes. First guess.
Yeah.
Love it.
And I got to say this. Back in, it was May 11th, 2024, I introduced you as the head coach with the Red Hawks. Mm-hmm. Since that time, it's been a pretty interesting journey. How would you describe it so far?
Oh, it's been a whirlwind. It's been fun. It's had a lot of highs and, some lows along the way. And it's just made us who we are. And I'm so excited that we're just building in year 3 or going into year 3.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about an event you have coming up tomorrow here in just a minute. And I know you won't let me forget because that's a big reason you're here, but there's way more important reasons why you are, and that's what I'm about to get to now. Building the culture of the program. It has not been an easy road. The one thing I noticed, and one thing I'll be as painfully honest, so a lot of these guests that I'll have is I've seen somebody new that really wanted that culture and is going to do whatever it takes. And you've had ups and downs, but boy, you finished last year on and up. How has the building the culture process gone, and how hard has it been? Yeah,
I mean, it's hard wherever you're at, right? And getting in so late to the game when I first got here, as you know, it takes a while. You've got to recruit the kids, you got to recruit the parents, you got to understand where you're at, and so that just naturally just wasn't what was going on maybe at first. But again, you're so honest with yourself and know that you're doing what's right for the kids and the best you can, and you just got to keep fighting every day, and eventually then you'll end up making some momentum in the OVC tournament like we did this year.
Yeah, finishing in all the way to the semifinals. You were way back, and it was just like a horse race. Mm-hmm. You could nobody wants SEMO. I kept saying, nobody's going to want SEMO in the tournament. You just about pulled that one off against Western Illinois as well, the number 1 seed. How did your team come up, make that big of a gain? How did they do it?
Just the sacrifice. We kind of fought each other a lot, not because of, like, they didn't like each other and things like that, but we had such a crew that was young, old, and that meeting in the middle, now with the landscape how it is, it gets tough. So I feel like the ones that were leaders that were at the top but had, their 5th year, you get a little burnt out, and you don't want to tell the freshmen, like, hey, sit down on the butt, just tell them those things and be the bad guy all the time because they've been doing it for 4 years. So I think we just had kids that kind of they were great leaders. They led by example. But as you know, when you have great teams, you've got to have people step up and make people accountable and think about the betterment of everyone around. And so I think it was struggles at times that those older girls last year had to, help me try to continue to build a culture because that's not easy. It's not for everyone. So they did the best they can. And, all I had asked for, and it happened around the UT Martin game, there, and it was just incredible to see them finally kind of give up on thinking about themselves a little bit and put their self out there and sacrifice it for their team. And no matter if they were happy with what position they were playing, if they were playing, if we were down, like, they started rooting for one another, and you saw that, and we didn't lose again until the semis. And that was I'll stay quiet about that one.
And there was a lot of questionable things out there. It looked like, you had them on the ropes for sure. It was like like a boxing match, and they made some big shots. There were some also, some things along the way. And again, we obviously can look at calls and everything else and go back. Right now, the bottom line is you made it all the way there, and you're moving forward. So I want to ask you, before we talk about moving forward, when you talk about the player you recruit and the family, what are some of the questions you ask? How do you go about finding the person that you want? When do you say, hey, I want to learn this?
Right. Well, I mean, we've, as a staff talked about what, they need to know what I'm looking for, what do I need to coach and things like that. But they've got to find a kid that's going to hit all of our standards. And we talk about those things every day, and that's family, compete, respond, together, enjoy. And all those things, it's like a starting 5. You got to have all of them. You can't just have one to win. You got to have all of them. And they're checking those boxes, and that's when I talk to the kid. And then I want to see, if they're calling me at 3, are they going to call me at 3? Are they going to call me at 3:10 and have an excuse? That's starting that. And sometimes it's not. My assistants get, like, she called it 3:07, and it's just,
Yeah.
to me, it's the standard. And we've got to all be around these kids, almost the whole year nowadays. And I just have to have kids around myself and our staff, and that complete our vision and want the vision. Don't just talk about it. That they're for it, and they're about building the culture and being accountable. And that's why it's just been so refreshing, this bunch we have now.
And talk about the bunch you have now.
Yeah. From day one, we have 4 freshmen that we signed early last season, and not knowing that we were going to have so many leave and things like that. And I get it. It's a different landscape with all that. But to flip rosters and things has always been something I've been used to, just being a junior college person.
Yeah.
So I just think that in general, it's bigger. It's about getting those right kids. And I'd rather, if we can have 12 kids like we brought in this year, and they were all picked for certain personalities that they had and that they were going to bring to our team, and there's not one of them that had the same role. And it's pretty neat to see, because it's going to make a challenge in coaching them, which is a good thing, because that's what I love. And be able to see some different things, if we're going to go big, or if we're going to go one true post, if we're going to do ball screen, just the sky's the limit. And I'm excited, because we could be one way and need to make tweaks after non-conference, and we might look completely different in the OVC. And so I'm just excited to be able to, kind of adjust along the way and see and test them. Okay, you're not a point guard, but I want to see you run point for, the next couple drills, and to see those kids like, oh, wait, I'm not a point guard though, but you might have to be. Injuries happen, sickness happens, and all those things. So I like to make them uncomfortable a little bit, and they respond, and they look at me crazy and smile, and then it's all good.
How much have you learned along the way? Coming to the D1 level and everything. Talk about that.
Yeah. No, we were recruiting D1 kids and sending our kids to Division I and things like that. But, there's so much that plays into the rules and the changes with, since I've gotten here, there's been 3 huge changes, like back to back to back, from when I first started until now, like big NCAA rules, as you know, like with 5th years, and
Yeah.
The JUCO kids getting an extra year, and it just kind of puts you've just got to keep being who you are, and not think about those outside things, and just worry about the kids that you can recruit. And sometimes you're going to have those hard conversations of maybe it's not the right fit, and things like that. And we just want kids that are obsessed with basketball. And right now, it's been 2 years of like we said, the toughness and the kind of the fight back of some culture things, and part of it. But this group, they just compete. They compete at anything. It's nice. It's refreshing. And I kind of worried throughout the last couple of years of like, gosh, is this just a D1 thing? Like kids, it's so transactional and business-like, and I don't want it like that. I know there's times where I've got to step in and be that business person, but the kids need to be kids, and we need to guide them and help them through. And if they leave you and things like that, that you helped, impact their life, and hopefully they're going into a life-changing situation if they do choose somewhere next, instead of getting mad about it all the time, because you could get mad about all the stuff going on right now.
Yeah, there's so much. It seems like it almost changes daily with the with the NIL and players getting the money, and who knows what they're getting. Some probably don't get what they think they're getting, or just make the move and the grass isn't green or whatever. But it's hard to keep players. But what you're building here looks like something that's sustainable to me, and it starts with of course the athletic director and Brady Barkey, and it obviously goes down from management to yourself and the effort you put in. I'm not going to get into names, but they said, man, she works hard. When they were talking about you, they said, I've met some pretty cool assistants on your staff over the years, and usually people will speak pretty honestly when the coach is around, and they said, man, Briley, she's a hard worker. And that's one thing about you. How much of your heart and soul do you put into this job?
Yeah, everything. It's what our family's all about, and I know that sometimes they're, and I feel like just in the last several months I've try to be more present and things like that. And I always feel I am pretty present, but like, you know, you need to understand that this is a different pace. But once I catch the pace, I just go and I don't look back. And so I'm thankful to have, you know, 2 beautiful daughters and a husband who, you know, lets me do that, but they're very real and honest with me.
Talk about those daughters. How old are they now?
Yeah, Dayton is 9 and Nola's 7.
Are they both as energetic, or is there, I kind of get it mixed up because they're just like full of energy. I mean, they stand out.
Yeah, they're definitely, they are fierce, to say the least.
They already playing basketball?
Yeah,
Okay.
And both of them they play basketball, and
nice.
I don't say a word about it. My husband helps along the way with that. He's got a lot more patience, but
sure.
I always want to have that relationship with them that, you know, if they want to play basketball and things like that, but I don't want to ruin it for them by.
Isn't that funny though? Here it is, you know, like, you know, sometimes you know your husband here, you let him do it, and here you are a D1 coach, but just when kids, just how it works sometimes,
right?
Because they gotta love it.
Play hard.
They gotta love it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about tomorrow. Let's move forward here a little bit as far as tell us about the event coming up on Wednesday morning at the Show Me Center, and tell us it's the start time, what's going on, everything that you're wanting to do tomorrow.
Yeah. So at 10 o'clock tomorrow, we're holding an open practice. And chairs will be out. You can sit courtside. You can get some pictures with the players, but you can watch, you know, about a 45-minute workout that we've, you know, put together to kind of showcase the kids. And some of it's going to be like, I try to stick to the plan, but there'll be a drill that we're not doing right, and then I'm going to have to step in or something like that. So it's very real. Yeah. Very real. I want to showcase them. I think that, you know, the talk this week so far has been like, this is still part of our weeks of growth, and we still have a theme and moving forward to our 8 weeks that's going to finish out this summer next week. And, you know, to me, to the girls, I'm like, you know, you having almost 100 people sign up for this, that's been a first time deal, that's kudos to them and what people are excited about. I've been talking about them since we signed them, whether that was, you know, a year ago or if that was this spring. And, they're just a great bunch. They thrive on that stuff. I think that, and they deserve just to kind of be cheered on and in a positive light.
Absolutely, coffee, donuts out there. Hey, what a day! You can't beat that.
I know, right?
Now, how important do you see it, and are you seeing the strides in your players kind of interacting with the community, that kind of thing? Talk about that. Has that grown? Do you see the fan base growing? And obviously, you've been here now for some years. What have you noticed?
Yeah, I mean, Cape will give you, and this area will give you what you put into it. And I know that being from Farmington, and I knew that Cape would be the same coming down here because of it's just how people are made. You know, we're not just going to ask. Like, we're going to be a part of this, and what I'm given is going to make you want to, you know, give, and just with your time. That's awesome. I think that having these kids in people's homes and them wanting to come and feed us or whatever the case is. I mean, all those situations are part of team bonding and part of that culture deal, and it's super important. So if people don't think that, well, I don't have money to give, or it doesn't. Just give your time. Give your time, show up. Get to know these kids because they're really special, and you'll enjoy being around them.
Absolutely, and you know, as far as you know, your summer goes, you know, we know you're recruiting a lot. What's like a coach like yourself? How does it go? How much time do you have for family recruiting? How do you separate it? How do you get a chance to breathe?
Yeah, well, I don't know that I do it very smart. We kind of can do it how we want in the summertime, but the main recruiting periods are that. So you try not to plan anything during those times. This is our recruiting shutdown, so those are times that most people probably take vacations and things like that. I plan to figure that out maybe in the next couple years of what that balance looks like, but we give our kids off a good little 3 weeks for vacation. They just got back from it. And I kind of like it like that because when we're not on campus because we're out recruiting, and, you know, I like to be here with our kids. So it all works out. You were talking about with the community side of that too. Like, our staff has embraced the community as well, and they're walking out of the office, hey, we got to go here. We're taking the girls on a, you know, in a van to this or that. And it's just nice that it's not me having to tell them and things like that, which is fine.
Sure.
But they've embraced it, and that's how you know that the culture's right with them as well.
So as far as the expectations, as we look ahead to the season, have they risen with this program?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we're in a really great position. I'm gonna keep their confidence up. Like I said, we're big finally. We have a big roster, and I'm excited. And we have people that can shoot the ball. So just got to come together, and those are things that are choices that we can help, grow and continue to see rise. So it's exciting.
And it all starts at 10 o'clock in the morning as far as getting another opportunity again on Wednesday to go out to the Show Me Center. You want them online to register if they can, but they can still come on out and watch the team, coffee, donuts, and to get a look. Well, this has been great. It's been our first one. It's been a good one, a really good one. And, I hope it won't be the last. And I'm waiting to grow the Toddcast.
Yeah.
And the next time, maybe we'll be talking about getting ready for the season a little bit closer. Than the next time, maybe the OVC tournament, maybe at the championship, going to the NCAA.
Or throw on some of our players, and you'll just be pure entertainment.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. You said it, and it means a lot that you're here and your attitude, and I think the program is definitely heading in the right direction. Again, I'll always be honest on this show, and I watched and I said, man, this is tough. And all of a sudden, I watched the little things from you, and it was like, wait a minute. This team's starting to be tough. Nobody wants this team, and you got there. Good job to you.
Thank you so much.
And thanks for coming out and joining me. We've got Glenn Campbell on deck. Cape Catfish just won the Prospect League. Pretty cool, huh?
It was awesome.
Yeah, second straight year. He's here with the trophy. And as soon as we're going to take a 3-minute break. I just got to hit the break button. See, this is getting used to this stuff. We'll be good to go. So just hit it. We'll see you. Thanks, Briley.
Thank you.